Hey guys, so today I'm going to be showing you how I went from this hair to this ombre blue hair. Now this you can do any single color you want, it's really your choice, but I chose from light blue to dark blue. So let's get started. First you want to start by brushing out all those ratty knots in your hair, and then after that what you're going to need is mixing bowls. Now you want to use as many according to how many colors you're going to use. I'm doing a light, a medium, and a dark, so I'm going to need 3 different bowls. Now if you're just using one color, you can use one bowl. Now you're also going to need brushes. I just had 2 in my house, so I can use 2. If you have more, that's fine. If you just have 1, just make sure you wash it between each color. And of course, plenty of gloves, unless you want to look like a Smurf. And then your colors. Now between my colors, I chose 3 different ones. I chose a sky pastel blue, a medium teal color that I got from Color Icon, which is from Sally's. I just really like the color it looked, so I got it. Honestly, I wouldn't recommend it. And then I also got from Pravana the dark sky blue. Now you can either just use the darkest color and then just dilute it with conditioner, or you can do 3 different ones like I chose. And of course you're going to need conditioner to dilute the colors anyway, and a paper towel to test out your colors, and some bobby pins and hair ties. So you want to start figuring out where you want your hair to start. That's about where I chose mine, and then that's where I want my medium color to start, about there to there, and then my darkest color on the tips right there. So just kind of get an idea of where you want it, and then you're going to part your hair into 4 sections just because it's a lot easier that way. It'll make it easier on yourself. And I just put a little bit higher than I wanted it just so I had some room to work with. Now between those, my little tip for making it fade a lot easier to each other is take some braids and then just make some random braids all around your head. I just picked 2 on each side because I just felt like 2 were all that I needed. Now if you're not very good at fading the colors into each other, you're going to want to do more. So as you can see, what I did is I just braid a small piece, and you're going to take that middle piece of the hair in the braid and then just pull the sides up and hold that one straight, so it'll kind of make your hair go at all different heights. So you can see instead of starting there, it'll start down lower right there, and it'll just fade in a lot easier. And then just you could pick any random spot you want these braids to go. You can do back, front, sides. It's really your complete option. It's just going to make it a lot easier for yourself if you're new to ombre. And then I also did the back section, and then I did both sides. I just fast forwarded it because you kind of got the gist, and you could see me just pulling up the braids and what I did there. Now, starting off with my lightest color, I'm going to start by mixing everything. I know this sky blue's pretty light to begin with because it's pastel, so I just put it in a mixing bowl and didn't dilute it at all, and I didn't put much in to start because I didn't want too much extra. And then I'm going to take my teal and I was going to dilute that one because I thought it was very bright. So just kind of mix according to how you think. It's really completely all you. It's how much you believe. There's plenty of tutorials on how to mix colors into more pastel colors or medium color. So I basically did like 50% conditioner, 25% color on this one. And I kind of looked at it and I thought I liked it, but then I tested it next to the sky blue and it was way too light. So I went back and I deepened it a little bit more. And now, like I said, why I wouldn't recommend this one is because it is very light and it really didn't make it any darker. So I just took a little pinch, the tiniest amount, half a pea size, you'll see that, into that color from the darkest blue just to darken it up a little bit more. And then it was perfect. Now for my darkest color, Pravana blue is super, super dark, so you definitely want to dilute that one. Oh gosh, look how close I was to spilling it. And make sure you mix everything up super, super well. This way you don't get any blotchiness when you put it on your hair. And the paper towel is great because, as you could see, I'm testing my color fade to see which I like, and that was perfect for me, just a dark to light gradient. Because I didn't want it too intense, but I didn't want it to be too little bit at the same time. So starting off, I'm going to take my lightest color, which is the Pravana Pastel, and I'm just going to put it where I wanted the lightest part to go. Now it is absolutely finer if you spread it more below, just because you're going to cover that up anyway. So I took my first front section, and I took a little bit of my bangs too and just sweeped it through the ends to give it a little peak of color. And make sure you get it in really, really well. You want to make sure you spread it in and pick your hair apart in pieces and make sure it's all nice and saturated so that the color stays. And then once you feel like one part is good, pull the other piece forward, little piece by little piece, and start at the same point you did. Now, because it is in a gradient, it doesn't have to be at the same spot. You don't want it to be at the exact same spot on each side of the hair, but when you match it to the other side, it should be about equal. Now I'm going to match it to the other side and just spread it through. And here's a little tip. I'll tell you in the end, if your hair is a little yellow tone and you're doing blue, it's going to turn out green. So you want to make sure that you put a pinch of, let's say, purple in. Not enough to be noticeable, but enough to cover that yellowy orange. Now what I'm doing with the sky blue is I'm mixing in some conditioner so it's super, super light, barely even noticeable, and I'm just painting it in. Sorry, that was my cat. And I'm just going to paint it and fade it in pieces just because it's going to help spread it in and not just go from blonde to blue. It's going to make it fade gradually very well. And then I'm going to take my middle color and I'm going to mix it in with that sky blue, just because it's going to make a medium color. And I'm going to fade that sky blue into that second shade that we just mixed together. And just spread it down. Do the same on the other side. And now I'm taking the actual middle color that I made from just a teal, and I'm spreading that down. Once you get low in your hair, it's a lot easier to spread and make sure everything is covered, just because your hair is finer at the ends, especially mine. So you just want to paint over where you want it to go and just spread it in really, really well, and kind of just use your fingertips to kind of paint it in very lightly. You don't want to cover it too much, but you want it to kind of just paste it in there. You could see me taking my pinky finger and just kind of bringing it up a little bit. Now taking the deepest, deepest blue, I'm just painting my tips, and I'm just going to gradually fade that in too. I didn't find it necessary to fade the medium color and the darkest color. Now, of course, if your hair is longer or you did a little bit less, then you are more than welcome to mix them together. And you want to make sure each side is even in color. As you could see, I painted that one up a little bit more, honestly, versus the other side. So when I was done, I did notice that that side was a little bit darker. So just whatever you do to one side, make sure you follow through on the opposite side. Now I'm just going to change my gloves to make sure that everything is clean and I don't take that deepest blue and spread it up anymore. And I'm just going to go back over everything and make sure everything is completely saturated and blended together very well. Now I'm taking the blue straight out of the tube and just literally doing half an inch on my ends just to deepen up those ends a lot. And I'm just going back and being picky and fixing it up. Now I let mine process for 25 minutes. You just want to process according to your color and shampoo and condition it super well. And that's the Hey guys, so this is the final look. This is all washed out. This is me just blow dried. This is not straightened or curled. I just really wanted to show you guys a nice blend from light to dark. It fades in really, really well. So I just want to tell you guys some quick washing tips for colored hair because it can be a little bit tricky to wash out colors, especially blue like this one. I know it bleeds. So what you're going to do is with the color still in your hair, you're going to hop in the shower and let it rinse out. Just stand in the shower like this for about 5 minutes or so. Let it run nice and clear, and once it's clear, do about 2 more minutes and rub together really, really well. Then what I did is I actually took the leftover color that I had and I put it in a little jar. And I mixed it in with a huge, like half the bottle of that conditioner that I had left. Mix it all really well together. Because there's no point in wasting the color. You may as well keep it. That you can reuse for when you condition it when it starts to fade. So what I did is I scooped some of that out, put some more conditioner in it, and I brought it up a little bit higher and just went like this and ran my finger through really quick and rubbed it in all like this so I could make sure everything was completely covered. I let that sit for about 30 seconds. That's not going to do a ton, but it is going to do a little bit, and it's really going to help it blend in a little bit better up here. Then I rinsed it out again for a few more minutes and Then when you shampoo it, what you're going to do is take your shampoo and shampoo here down really, really well, and then you can shampoo it all together for your second shampoo. When you're shampooing your second shampoo, just keep looking at the suds to make sure they're not blue. If they are blue, rinse out your hair. I encountered no problems with this color. It did not bleed at all. It actually stayed really, really well. Now, if you have brown hair, you don't have to do all that. It's fine. It's not going to change the color of your hair. You can't put blue over brown hair, really. If it's light brown, follow these steps. Make sure you use a really, really good conditioner and let it sit in for a few minutes in the shower so it really seeps in there and locks in that color. And a huge, huge tip for this is rinse with cool water. The coolest you can handle, because that's going to lock in the color. It's not going to bleed it out. What happens is hot water kind of opens up your cuticle and the color sits in your cuticle, so it's just kind of letting it come out, whereas when it's cold, if it's locked in, it's locked in, and it's going to help the color last a lot longer. If you're going from blonde to blue, make sure you don't have yellow hair, because if you do have that yellow hair, it's going to turn green. Now you can see with my hair, my actual hair, this is all extensions, obviously, that it is tinted slightly green, and that is because of my previous blue that I had. It's still the underlying pigment in there. I can see it when it's wet, but when it's dry you can't see the green, so it kind of just enhanced it when I put the blue over, but altogether you really can't tell, so I don't mind so much. Now, of course, you don't have to stick with blue. You could do literally any single color you want with this. That's why I love this technique. You can do pink to red. That would be stunning. You can do just pink, and instead of using the 3 colors like I chose, like I said, you could just take the darkest color and just douse it with conditioner and then just paint it on that paper towel to see what kind of pigment you want and your color fade that you want in your hair. This is fun because you could start as high as you want, as low as you want. I just liked it a little bit lower because when I cut off my hair, then I won't have any blue there. This is the finished result. You could see my space hair because like I said, I didn't style it. When it's styled, it blends in a lot better. I seriously love it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you guys do this tutorial, I really want to see all your recreations, so down below is my Instagram, so just link it to my Instagram. When you post a picture, just tag me in it. I can't wait to see. I want more ideas. I hope you guys found this helpful and some useful information for blending your ombre a little bit more seamlessly, and hopefully I will see you guys next time. If you have literally any questions, don't hesitate to ask. Just leave it in the comments. I am a hairstylist, so I should be able to answer most of your questions. And I will bye.